USA Warrior Stories is a not-for-profit organization designed to record, archive, and share videos of veterans' stories, to help veterans make a connection with one another and to help us all better understand their sacrifices for our freedoms.
My name is Mike Litterst. I am the Chief of Communications for the National Mall. We are here observing the 80th anniversary of VJ Day, the end of World War II. The National Park Service is the proud custodian of all of the veterans memorials and war memorials in the nation's capital, and we take particular pride at the World War II Memorial. Work very closely with the Friends of the National World War II Memorial. We host half a dozen wreath layings and ceremonies a year, and are proud to welcome veterans almost every day of the year, veterans of World War II who come as part of honor flights or for the ceremonies or just visit with their families. So for the 80th anniversary of VJ Day, the effective end of World War II, we are celebrating today with over a dozen World War II veterans who are here participating in the wreath laying, speaking, meeting with visitors, and telling the story. It's a great opportunity to come to the memorial, experience history, actually shake hands with members of the greatest generation who fought in the war, and always a pleasure to welcome them and hear their stories. This is the nation's World War II Memorial, and so we are always proud to welcome those veterans, to hear their stories, celebrate all branches of the military here, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guard, and the Merchant Marines.
John Weiss. I served in the Philippines.
What years did you serve?
44 to 46. Well, until they dropped the bomb, I was in the easternmost island of the Philippines, helping the SEABEEs to build a port to invade Japan. And of course, we were glad to get the news that it can all be forgotten. But I wish we could have had some other way to demonstrate that power instead of wiping out two cities. But I've always worried about that. Well, I was on the island of Samar, and we built a causeway over to another small island, and we're going to make the whole thing into a port.
How important is it that we keep remembering it?
Very important. Yeah, I know it is.
Education for the next generation?
Yeah, right. I'm trying to do that myself.
I'm Jim Barron. I was in the Navy. I'm LSTs.
Okay.
I was on 3 of them.
And you were in what theater? What Pacific?
Southwest Pacific, and then in Normandy, and then back to the Philippines. Well, it's one of my big memories. We were in Pearl Harbor on our way to the Philippines, and it was a quiet day. And as I usually did, I went up to the Radio Shack and listened to music and everything with the radio men. And it was interrupted it was right after dinner. And it was interrupted, and it came a strange message. And I looked at the guy and said, I think he said the war is over. And so I wandered up to the bridge and I bumped into my officer I reported to, and he says, "What's new, Jim?" And I said, "Well, the war's over."
How important is it that we remember World War II and the World War II effort? How important is it to educate?
It's extremely important. But what I'm afraid of, it was all a waste of time. We're warming up just like we did for World War II. We're warming up for 43.
I served in the Pacific. I flew for the Navy, and I've had many good years in the carrier. And I was at the time when they had to close up. I was on the carrier. It was in there and right down on Main Street. Couldn't go ashore though because they said somebody will shoot you. So I said, no, I'm going to stay right on the. I stayed on the carrier.
You were a pilot?
Yes.
What did you fly?
F6S.
F6S.
Yeah.
You know, today's also the anniversary that George Bush got shot down.
Oh,
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
He had a
Yeah.
big anniversary day for today. Where were you on VJ Day?
And my carrier was small enough to go in there, so I was there right when they were doing. Navy came in. Here he is. There it is. He came in and made all the things. It's a great day.
How important is it for us to remember the World War II generation? How important is it to keep the education alive?
Well, we're falling quickly, so keep us in mind, and we'll say good things for you.
How old are you, sir?
101.
101.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel good.
Yeah, you look great.
Good morning, my name's Alaina Basciano. So I grew up volunteering on the SS John W. Brown, a Liberty ship for World War II in Baltimore, Maryland since I was 10 years old. It inspired both my older sister and I to go to the United States Merchant Marine Academy. I graduated in 2009 and I sailed actively for 12 years, all the way from a third mate up to master on the USNS Pathfinder. And now I work for American Maritime Officers as the Assistant Vice President of Government Relations in their DC office. So we're here today obviously celebrating the 80th anniversary of VJ Day, and I personally am very excited to represent the American Merchant Marine veterans due to my background on the John W. Brown. I feel like I owe my 200 plus grandfathers that I grew up with since World War II on the ship as much as I possibly can, whether that's by actively sailing or just commemorating their service during the war. I'm a staunch believer that none of the world wars, especially World War II, would not have been successful without the help of the Merchant Marine and the Liberty ships. The cargo, the troops, everything wouldn't have been possible to transport in both theaters overseas without the Merchant Marine. So they put themselves in danger, and only until recently were they recognized fully for that with the Congressional Gold Medal. And my whole heart goes to those guys, and they really should be remembered as one of the most important pieces in our history, especially during wartime. So AMMV has done a great job of shedding light to the Merchant Marine and their sacrifices, especially again during World War II. It really is an issue with our industry in general, and it reflects not only from the past but also today's world, where a lot of people just don't know the importance of the Merchant Marine and what they do not only for our economy, basically everything else, our military, but also for national security, and that couldn't be better represented than during World War II.
So glad to be here at the World War II Memorial. There were 440,000 of us who died who are memorialized, and we the living are here to pay homage to them. I come from the United States Merchant Marine in World War II. I was 17 when that war ended. 4 days after the war ended, I turned 17. And this is a place of sanctuary, built by citizenry. And it's a tribute to those who paid the final price for winning World War II. There were 250,000 merchant marines recruited. We didn't have enough men to man the ships that were being made. We lost 720 ships in World War II. We had the highest mortality rate of any of the services. 1 out of 26 of us died. More came home with wounds of mind and body to face a country that had risen from the Great Depression, survived the Second World War, and this was their final act. And so we survived that war, which ended officially on September 2nd. Actually, the last shot was fired on August 15th, 1945 in Okinawa Bay, which was still under siege. And I was privileged to be there at that time. And when the war ended, I was 17. And so my life was enlarged by getting the opportunity to serve my country, to salute our flag, and to pay homage to those who passed and those who survived. And we here are entrusted with the spirit, entrusted with the history, entrusted with the memory. And to be in this place which celebrates who we are, what we did, is important. And may you pass this word on to others. May you say to them, we speak for others. And there are less than 1,000 of the Merchant Marines who served in that war. And we are privileged to be carriers of their word. And may you carry our word forward to others and tell them about this day and what you see here and what you heard here. God bless you.
it today? Big honor today, huh, to be here?
It's a very good honor to be here. It's an honor to be alive and to be one. And it's nice to see all the people appreciate the people who are not here, which is why we're here in the first place. A lot of people you'll talk to presently, they don't know what was actually the history of the United States from the Revolutionary on until all the different wars that we have and all the instances we encountered since the 1700s.
What do you think the lesson from World War II should have been?
Well, I guess the lesson for any war would be to be prepared. If we were not prepared, we got caught short in Pearl Harbor, and of course, we made up for it in the encouragement of the president at the time, and people came around and faced the challenge. Be prepared, and in strength, there is safety and security.
My name's Dave Hatcher. I'm the Director of Strategic Sea Lift at the Maritime Administration. We oversee a fleet of 60 commercial ships in support of the Maritime Security Program, another 10 tankers in the Tanker Security Program, and 2 subsea cable repair ships. I'm a merchant mariner by trade. Also have a Navy experience in the Gulf War. A day like today, victory in the Pacific. My father served in the Army and island hopped through the Pacific, so it's a special day for me. You combine that with the fact of the significance that the U.S. Merchant Marine had in winning World War II. As Mr. Yoho talked about, delivering the supplies, we never failed once. It's something to be proud of. It also signifies the resurgence of the U.S. Merchant Marine in today's history. We are working hard to bring the fleet back. And it's gentlemen like Dave Yoho and all of these gentlemen here today, and men and women out there at sea, that are making this possible. As we strive to grow this fleet, you can't say enough about the talent needed to sail these ships, and the importance of bringing the next mariner on board, the next one that's going to carry on the legacy of a Dave Yoho or the mariner out there in the fleet today. We're working hard to increase the graduates out of the state maritime academies and the National Maritime Academy at Kings Point. And hopefully we need the mariners to sail these ships as we build the Merchant Marine. Very important. One of the programs I manage is the United States Merchant Marine Mariner Medals Program. We are very closely tied with the AMV, American Merchant Marine Veterans, and work with them to ensure that Merchant Marine veterans get all the service medals and medals that they deserve. It goes well beyond the obvious World War II mariners. We're awarding medals for those who served in all the major conflicts, Korea, Vietnam, all the major campaigns. And we just recently were approved to award the Merchant Marine Expeditionary Medal for those serving in the Red Sea and in humanitarian operations off of Israel. So we continue to pursue that for all our mariners out there today. So let me speak a little bit about the American Merchant Marine Veterans Group. They have been integral and critical in recognizing the Merchant Marine. They've worked on events like this. They've been the lead on making sure that the Merchant Marine veterans are represented at Arlington, ceremonies like this, over in Europe during World War II programs. We couldn't do this without the American Merchant Marine veterans. They bring names to us that we need to recognize and find. It's so hard to find records for merchant mariners, and AMV has been there every step of the way with us to make sure our Merchant Marine gets the recognition that they deserve.
So the VJ Day 80th anniversary celebration just ended here at the World War II Memorial, and it was an absolutely beautiful ceremony. The Marine Corps band played all the service medleys, and I was very proud to be the only person in the audience standing for Heave Ho, which they played first, so that was exciting.
United States Merchant Marine.
Yoho.
It was just a great day. The sun was shining and we were really well represented, and it just warmed my heart to see the Merchant Marine included in one of the World War II anniversary celebrations.